Closer look at how NATO member Turkey is viewing these events which are unfolding in Iran at the moment. I want to bring in Mustafa Shamir, who's an assistant professor at the Middle East Institute. It's at Sakarya University in Turkey. Mustafa, it's good to have you with us this hour. We showed the map. There are, of course, a little over 300 miles, I believe, of a border that is shared by the two countries. When we look at how Turkey is responding, you have the foreign minister saying, they don't expect the Iranian government to collapse, going on to say, quote, "I'm sure the regime will get it," in terms of the strong message that is being sent by protesters. Is there really a sense that the regime is listening to protesters in this moment?
I think there is a, really violent unfoldings in Iran right now, and we cannot have, an info coming from the ground due to internet disruptions. We don't have healthy info. However, I think Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan was referring to the security and administrative capacity of the Iranian regime, and due to the fact that Iran is a very big country with 90 million people living in it, and based on the the developments on the ground, I think he is predicting that the regime will not be changed by these protests. And also he was referring to the strong nature of relations between Turkey and Iran, and how important for Turkey that Iran will be one piece and not fragmented and not divided, because as you know, Turkey and Iran are two states that have been neighbors for very long time. They share centuries-old relations. They share a very long border, and of course they fought wars for hundreds of years, but they also lived in peace for hundreds of years. Their borders remained largely unchanged for about 400 years. So we know that these two powers are engaged in rivalry and competition in many areas, in Syria, in Iraq, partly in Lebanon, and on other sites in the region. However, they are also known for being able to work together at critical moments, and they also are in cooperation on the areas such as energy trade, border security, and other regional issues related to security of the region. So they both respect their territorial integrity and national security. I think the foreign minister was referring to the possible negative outcomes from that situation in Iran for Turkey.
Right. So to your point, it is understandable, right, why Turkey would be so concerned about instability in Iran, why there is also this concern about taking up a position that Iran may interpret as being too aligned with Israel and or the United States. To that point, then, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to leave it there, Mustafa. I'm just being told that we need to go to the White House for some comments from President